What do you know about this year's playoffs? Not a lot from this round, considering I doinked most of my picks. And since I doinked the majority of my picks, we may as well go over all the chaos that took place in the divisional round. Starting things off on Saturday with the most casual form of chaos, we got Kansas City escaping this win from Houston with some backfield help. You can just say I'm a Chiefs hater all you want, but this game really felt like the refs had the Chiefs money line. It felt so scripted, like it was one-sided. I mean, it felt like they were just throwing flags at Houston players like it was candy. And you know it's bad when the announcers are getting tired of these zebra men pulling any penalty they can out of the rulebook. That's literally how I describe the refs for this game, and for any future Chiefs game. Apparently, this is now called roughing the Patrick, and this is a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, so I'm getting some new info, and apparently they just written a new subsection of the Patriots era of how they were able to modify games in their favor. Turns out, all you gotta do is breathe in this man's vicinity, and you're pretty much flagged. But I don't know, I guess the Chiefs just know how to bring the flags out in their favor, and I guess every team needs to follow their method before it gets patched. Definitely not the reason why Houston lost, but something that could have been brought to light. Now, for Houston's case, the defense didn't have a bad game. Apparently defended Kansas City pretty well. Despite the flags, they held their own. The offense was decent. I mean, the passing protection was abysmal, but I mean, you had CJ Stroud nearly running out on every second and third down, and his receivers were selling a little early. But hey, at the end of the day, the Chiefs are a good squad. Offense is a little flawed, but did enough. Add the defense that carries the heavy workload that's able to get this squad to win games. And a little bit of dark magic. Moving on to Saturday night, we got the Commanders blowing out Detroit at home. Do my eyes deceive me? 45-31? Like, I knew this was going to be a high-scoring game, but wow. These dudes really pulled off the fastest rebuild in NFL history. Genuinely, this game is a statement to put them in a higher tier. I mean, JD have a day, threw for 302 TDs. Buddy is the chosen one. You know, I'm starting to think Dan Campbell knew something before all of us when he dropped that quote. Hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, in Cancun. I mean, you guys had a first round bye and the top seed, yet you didn't even make it past the divisional round. Okay, now I get that majority of your defense was on IR, but for the way your offenses played and blown out teams despite your injured defense, making it back to the NFC Championship game was the bare minimum. I mean, you guys were just dropping 40 points casually on a week-to-week basis. This was literally your best season in your franchise history. I mean, I hate to say it, but this season was kind of a failure. And I can say this for the rest of the NFC North. Moving on to Sunday's games, we have Philly escaping the win at home. And escape is an understatement. I know for a fact Eagles fans' blood pressures were through the roof in the last minute of the game. And I might be nitpicking when I say that Saquon really did have a big game, but outside of him alone, he's the reason why the Eagles offense was even at par with us. I mean, outside of Saquon, who else was going off? Jalen Hurts outside of the first quarter? AJ Brown with 3 drops? Even your so-called O-line for the passing game was bad. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7. 7 sacks on that day. I will give you credit for your defense. Jalen Carter was Superman. But dude, that just feels so rough seeing the game-sealing sack from the other side. But hey, a loss is a loss and a win is a win. But I'm expecting a rivalry to get built up between these two teams. And closing things off this round, we got the Bills taking a win at home against Baltimore, and by extension, closing this season undefeated at home. I mean, Mark Andrews. I don't care if he gets replaced, cut, traded, exiled, released, reconfigured, it's time to pack it up. But he's not the only one that played a bad game Sunday night. I mean, you had the Lamar Jackson pick and the fumble that really costed the Ravens. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's already decided on who's the MVP, but this is really your pick? This is the NFL. This is the narrative-fueled league. And speaking of narratives, Josh Allen finally beats the coin toss allegations, those who know. Buffalo needed this win to get one game closer to the Super Bowl, but the job's not finished. They have one more game in order to make that happen. The one game that will really decide on whether Kansas City is going to three-peat this year. It's the AFC Championship game. Buffalo versus Kansas City. Who is going to win this game? Most likely it's going to be the Chiefs. But I'm feeling dangerous. This will be a different outcome. Whether it's the weather, the script, the officiating, the refs, the black magic, or some BS call, this is it. in a must-win, in a nail-biter, with the Super Bowl appearance on the line. This is for the big one. I got Buffalo taking down the Chiefs, stopping their three-peat from happening, stopping the Mahomes dynasty, 34-28. And for the round 3 matchup between Washington against Philadelphia, I am taking the Commanders to pull the upset. And that's right, you heard me, I said it, Eagles. Do it again. I dare you bring us the same Super Bowl matchup that played out 2 seasons ago to play out the same way. I dare you. And that's gonna wrap up my divisional round reactions and my AFC NFC champion picks. If you agree or disagree with any of these picks, leave a comment down below. And be sure to follow me on IG and Twitter. Make sure you guys sub to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.